everybody, so welcome back. This is a bit of a spontaneous video. I haven't planned this, not quite sure where it's going to go, but I just had to sit down and film this because something very exciting came in the post today. Before I show you that though, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. I will leave a button for you to click right here. Super simple, just click it and you will be subscribed automatically and you can see all my videos come up in your subscription box. So today I found myself with this little box. You will know what's inside. It's the Kylie Lip Kits. Just a little bit of backstory to these first. I had no intention whatsoever of buying them and I just happened to be on Twitter and I saw someone tweet about it. I think it was Zoe London, I'm blaming you, and she basically said that the lip kits were going live that evening at midnight. And if you don't already know, these kits are so hard to get hold of, but regardless, I found myself sitting at my computer at midnight refreshing the screen endlessly. I'm not sure if you guys have actually bought one of these or if you've ever sat online waiting for something that you know is going to sell out super quickly. It does things to you. I was so nervous for something really ridiculous because I had no intention of buying these until I kind of got sucked into the hype, and the hype is real because everybody is talking about these. So a very stressful 10 minutes of frantically adding things to cart paid off because in the end I got these. And I'm just going to quickly talk a little bit about shipping. Skip ahead if you want because if you're not in the UK this doesn't really apply to you. So I paid for just the standard shipping, which was $15, which I think roughly equates to about £10, which I didn't think was too bad. They did have an express shipping option which was quite a lot more, but I'd already spent enough on lipstick so I wasn't going to spend even more on postage. I hate spending money on shipping, so I went for the standard version, and obviously that kind of made a difference because I've seen people get theirs at least a week or a week and a half ago. So I'd say it took around about 3, maybe even 4 weeks to turn up, but I was expecting a long wait because it was coming all the way from the US. So on top of that as well, I did have to pay a customs fee, and I know that's probably the one thing you guys are wanting to know, whether or not you get a customs fee on this. I find that it's really hit and miss. Sometimes I buy loads of stuff from the US and I get nothing, and sometimes I'll buy just one thing and I get a massive customs fee. I paid £30 in customs fees on top of the whole price of this, which is quite a lot, but I think it's just a standard kind of flat rate of about 20% for anything you buy. And like I said, it's just really random. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. I was fully under the impression that I had all of the colours in my basket and I checked it through really quickly and then pressed order, but when I look back at my confirmation email there was one missing, which I was really gutted about. It was Cocoa K, and it was actually the one that I really wanted to try the most. So I got True Brown K, Dolce K, Kourt K, Posie K, Candy K, Mary Jo K, and then I also got 22. So I can't wait any longer. I have to just put one of these on. I've also got some makeup remover here, a few different things, because I really want to see how easy they are to remove. So we'll have a fun little play around with lipstick basically. So this is the one that I'm being drawn to the most, and this is Candy K. So basically inside these you get the liquid lipstick and you also get a matching lip liner. As you can see here, the packaging I'm not sure how I feel about. It's quite plasticky. It doesn't feel kind of super high-end, but then I guess it's not a super expensive product. These are actually $29, which works out I think exactly £20 or thereabouts. So if you think about it, you're getting 2 products for £20, so they're £10 each, and I feel like the packaging kind of reflects that. It's not super high-end, but it's not really cheap feeling. It's quite a nice plastic. So the lip liner is supposed to match up exactly to the liquid lipstick. I'm going to put a little bit on my hand just to see if that's true. This feels really creamy actually. That feels like a beautiful lip liner. And the liquid lipstick is actually, oh no. I was about to say it feels really liquidy, and in fact I just proved that because I've poured it all over myself. Okay, let's just carry on. Okay, so Candy K, let's put this one on. Starting with the lip liner. It feels just as creamy as you're putting it on your lips as it did on the back of my hand. I'm actually going to fill in my entire lips with this just to get a good base colour. That actually applied really beautifully, really smooth, much smoother than anything like the MAC lip pencils, which I'm kind of used to using. So first impressions on the lip liner, I do like that quite a lot so far. It'll be interesting to see what the darker colours look like. But I'm going to put the liquid lipstick on. I'm having to be so careful with this because I'm just really afraid it's going to pour out again. It's even dripping off of the kind of lip gloss wand, which is really strange. I don't know if I've got a bad one. We'll see when I open up the rest of them. That has set down really fast. Sometimes it takes liquid lipsticks quite a while to kind of dry down and become really matte, but I feel like that was super quick, probably because of how thin the actual formula is. It feels very comfortable as well. I did put a little bit of the NYX Rev de Mille lip balm on underneath because I always do that no matter what lip product I'm wearing, and it doesn't look cakey at all. It hasn't settled into the little cracks in my lips and all the little creases, so that is really good. The colour is actually a lot darker than I thought it would be. If you look at the packaging, which is kind of more of a light sort of pinky peachy nude. And even the little bottle here, it definitely looks darker on my lips. That might be because of my natural pigment and the natural colour of my lips, but it's a lot darker than I thought it would be. And I think this is actually the lightest shade that I have. So things are just going to get even darker from here. I guess that is the whole kind of Kylie Jenner thing though. She likes dark lips. So we'll see. But I think I quite like this shade. I would definitely wear this as an everyday colour. So I've given it some time to settle in and kind of really mattify down, and I do have to say I really like this formula. I think it's a really nice feeling liquid lipstick, but I am interested now to see how easily it's going to come off. So I have three options here. I have makeup wipes, good old makeup wipes, which I only really use for taking off lipstick, not for the rest of my face, don't worry. I've got some Bioderma here, and then if all else fails, I have my Clarins eye makeup remover, which is an oil-based one, and this just cuts through everything. So I'm going to start with the wipes, and hopefully that will be enough. And it feels like it's coming off pretty easily. I'm not having to rub particularly hard. You probably can't hear a thing that I'm saying. Okay, that is the lipstick off. It's all going really well so far. Okay, next colour I'm going to try is Dolce K. I'm not going to put any lip balm on underneath this one just to see if that makes a difference or if it still feels comfortable to wear. So, lip liner first. These really are so smooth. They are probably one of the nicest lip liners I've ever used. Okay, that is looking very brown so far. Let's put the liquid lipstick on top. So this one is exactly the same. It's very, very liquidy, so I'm guessing that is just what the formula's like. So I'm not sure this one suits me all that much, but you know, I can live with that. I think this is a really amazing brown though, so I can totally appreciate it for what it is, and that it would be an amazing kind of really 90s grungy lip. Not having put lip balm on before that, it still feels very comfortable. It still feels like I could wear this for a long, long time. I feel like it's always going to benefit you having something on underneath, but I think this is still quite comfortable. I'm still happy with the way this feels. So next I have True Brown K. This is probably my least favourite of all the colours just looking at the website, but I thought I would get it just to show you what it looks like anyway. So this one is a very deep kind of chocolatey brown. It actually looks a little bit more warm toned in the bottle here than I was expecting. This one is really, really dark, and you can kind of see how pigmented the lip liners are now with a darker shade. That's probably the most intensely pigmented lip liner I've ever come across. So far, I'm just super impressed by these, more so than the actual liquid lipsticks. So that is True Brown K on my lips. I have to say, I do like this more than I thought I would. It's very, very dark. It almost borders slightly on black. It's a very intensely pigmented, very dark lipstick, and I quite like that. I definitely think the darker brown suits me a lot better than the lighter brown Dolce K, so if you have fair skin as well, it may be that going for a darker one actually works better. So that is True Brown K. I feel like I might need something a bit more heavy duty than the makeup wipe to take this off. Actually no, it's coming off really easily. Maybe these are just actually really amazing makeup wipes and I had no idea how good they were. I kind of want to see what the lipstick is like on its own without the lip liner. So for this one, Posie K, I think I'm just going to put the liquid lipstick on. This one actually looks a lot lighter in the tube than it does on the box. You definitely need just one dip of the applicator to put an entire lip on. It really does go a long, long way. And I can actually see now, just using the lipstick on its own, how thin this formula is. It's definitely a lot harder to apply these without the liner, and I think that's the case for any liquid lipstick. It's just hard to really get it right the first time, and you don't really want to go on with too many layers, but because this is so thin, I feel like you can kind of get away with that. So this works really nicely on its own as well, and it actually feels like I'm wearing nothing on my lips now. So without the lip liner underneath, because the formula is so light, I just feel like there's nothing on there at all, which is amazing. I've never felt a liquid lipstick this lightweight and kind of unnoticeable, so that is definitely a good thing. So those are the four more neutral colours. I have to say, I think the first one I tried, Candy K, is probably my favourite of the bunch. So before I try some of the darker colours, I'm actually going to take this one off with Bioderma just to see if it makes any difference. This is actually the Hydrabio Bioderma. It's pretty much exactly the same, it's just a bit more moisturising because I have dry skin. So that's interesting. I feel like it's actually harder to get off with Bioderma, and usually this stuff is pretty much industrial strength when it comes to removing makeup. I'm really not getting a lot off at all. There's still a lot of product on my lips, so maybe it is those Clinique wipes. They're just a super strength. I'm going to put a little bit of the Clarins instant eye makeup remover just onto that cotton pad because I think this should just get things off a little bit quicker. I'm starting to think those wipes are oil based. So that might be why they were so quick at removing it, because this is also getting it off really easily. Even though I'm sure I read somewhere that these were oil repellent, that they didn't come off with oil products, but I think they do. So next I'm going to try some of the reds. This one is 22, which looks like a really beautiful, very orangey tone red. You know I love that kind of colour. I feel like this one might be Taylor Swift inspired, or something to do with Taylor Swift, because it's red, we know she loves a red lip, and it's called 22, so that's what my brain is telling me anyway. This is a bit odd. Taking out the packaging, it looks so different. It almost looks a kind of terracotta orangey colour. Okay, it does look a lot more red now that I'm putting the lip liner on. That's really confusing. I like this colour a lot. It's more of a kind of bricky tone, sort of orangey red, and I'm all about that, so I'm really loving this one. Let's see how the liquid lipstick looks. This is definitely orange. It just looks so orange. And now it's red. That's really strange. I do not understand this. Okay, we have a new favourite. I really like this colour. It's a very brick toned, orangey red, a little bit kind of terracotta. Reminds me slightly of MAC's Chili, which is a lipstick I actually got quite recently that I really like. I have to say though, this one didn't look quite as pigmented. As I was putting it on, I really had to do quite a few layers of not only the lip pencil but also of the liquid lipstick as well. Comparing this one to the True Brown K, they just don't really compare. This one was so much more pigmented than this one was. So the next one is Mary Jo K, and this one looks a bit more like a kind of pinky tone red. Again, I'm not seeing the kind of translation from the box and the swatches on the website to the colour in the bottle, but I'm now not trusting what I see here at all, because they just do not come out how they look in the tubes. That is a beautiful, really velvety red. I think that is a stunning lip liner colour. You can really see with the bolder colours how incredibly pigmented these lip liners are. They're so rich, and the formula is just amazing. I'm totally sold on those. So let's put the liquid lipstick on the top. This one looks a lot darker actually, and it's coming out darker as well, I think. Almost like a bit of a deep burgundy red, rather than a kind of classic true red. This is actually the first one that I feel has a slightly different formula. It's not runny, so it's not spilling out like the lighter shades were. I feel like this is almost a bit patchier as well. I had to kind of go over the sides of my lips to even them out a little bit, and you can see that some places are darker, so my bottom lip kind of has this darker patch here. I do love this colour. I think it's beautiful. It's a really velvety, really beautiful red, but I just don't think the formula for some reason is quite as good. Finally, the last shade I have to try is Kourt K. So this is a really dark plummy purpley colour. Definitely not the most seasonally appropriate colour, but I'm so into this kind of shade all year round, so I think I'm going to like this one. I feel like the liner for this one is definitely a lot more dry. It doesn't have anywhere near as much slip as some of the other ones did. In fact, it is dragging a lot across my lips. I think I'm actually going to have to put lip balm underneath this one, just because I am not getting any workability at all. I really can't fill in my lips with this colour. But that's a bit of a shame really, because I thought the lip liners would be kind of universal across all the colours. Even with the lip balm on, that was really hard to apply. It's gone into the kind of creases around my lips. It's feathering out because I've had to kind of work at it so much. So that is quite a shame really, because I like the colour a lot, but I just would not pick this up at all. I would not use that lip liner again, because I know how much of a pain it is to apply. This is probably one where I would just use the liquid lipstick alone, so hopefully this is better. So we're definitely back to runny again. This one feels very liquidy. I almost kind of want to take everything off and just put the liquid lipstick on to see what it looks like. That was actually the hardest one to take off. You can probably see it stained my lips, and also stained the rest of my mouth as well. I had to really scrub it to get it off. So I'm going to try this one on its own and see how that looks, but I'm not expecting too much from it. So much better without the lip liner. I feel like that applied way more smoother. Feels a lot better, feels lighter, like it's not really cakey. It was still very patchy though. I was kind of having to go over places where it wasn't very pigmented, and as I was going over with a second coat, it was taking it off again, and just a little bit of a nightmare to apply. But I do really love the colour. I feel like if I was going to wear this colour, I would just go straight for the liquid lipstick and forget about the pencil. So I have tried all of these on now. My first impressions really are that I do like them a lot. I was expecting them to be a bit more consistent across the board, but there are some that are great and some that are just not good at all. Particularly the darker shades. I think Kourt K and Mary Jo K are just not great formulas at all. They're really not that good. I think overall though, the colour palette and all the shades are so lovely. There's a really diverse range. There's a lot of different things here, and they are just such beautiful colours. Although 22 is definitely my favourite by far. I absolutely love this. I'm going to be wearing this constantly. I think it's really the nudes that are the best in this whole range. These are the first shades that were launched, and then the bolder colours came later. So I think the original original ones are really where the quality lies. I'm really impressed with these. I think the formulas are really wearable, very comfortable, very, very light. Probably the lightest, least cakiest liquid lipstick I've ever come across. And the lip liners as well, I am just super impressed with. I think these are such beautiful formulas, probably the nicest lip liners I've ever tried. Apart from that last one, we'll just forget about that. As far as wear time goes, that's the one thing I can't really talk too much about today because I have just sat down and put these all on. So I will definitely be mentioning these in an upcoming video, so make sure you're subscribed to see that. I'll definitely be checking back in to let you know how I got on with them. So let me know if you have any of these, if you managed to get hold of some and if you like them, and comment below what your favourite shade was from all the ones that I've shown you today, because I'd love to know which one you think suits me the best. So that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you all soon. Bye!